Hey everybody, welcome back to Touchy Reactions. Fans of Iron Maiden, I got a special one for you here tonight. A couple weeks ago on my Patreon channel, I asked my patrons, I said, hey, I got some open slots coming up in September. Let me know some bands that I've never reacted to that you'd like me to check out. And one of my patrons called Eaten by Ghouls said, hey man, you should check out Iron Maiden. They're pretty great. Full disclosure, of course, I've heard of Iron Maiden. They're one of the big rock groups that came out during the late 70s, early 80s. Back in that time frame, they were huge in the 80s from what I remember. I think I've heard a couple of their songs. They've got a song called Run to the Hills that I'm pretty sure was featured on one of the Guitar Hero games or Rock Band. And I think I've heard 666, The Number of the Beast. I think I've heard that one as well. But the four songs we're going to be checking out tonight I've never heard before. The first one's called Alexander the Great. The second one's called The Longest Day. The third one is Empire of the Clouds. And the last one is called Montségur. I think that's how you pronounce it, Montségur. I was adjacent to Iron Maiden's fame as I was growing up. My brother was huge into rock. He used to attend all the rock festivals in England when we lived over there. And I used to always go through his album collections, and it was the Iron Maiden albums that always caught my attention. I'm going to start showing some album covers here as I continue to talk here. Iron Maiden is super famous for having amazing album art and featuring the character Eddie, who's, I guess their main character in their theme of their album art. As a young boy growing up, seeing these demonic looking pictures of Eddie on the cover of all these albums was always something that intrigued me because it was so well drawn and so creepy looking. And, I was always kind of scared of the music because of how scary the album covers were, that kind of stuff. So I stayed away from Iron Maiden. And it's kind of cool that Eaten by Ghouls requested this, so it kind of gives me a chance to think about my brother who passed, and the good memories I had hanging out with him, looking through his album collection, and will get to expose me to some new music, and hopefully I enjoy it as much as you guys do. So, without further ado, I'm going to do a quick read through on the first paragraph here on the Wikipedia for Iron Maiden so that I can know a little bit about who they are. And then we'll get into the reaction. The Iron Maiden are an English heavy metal band formed in Leighton, East London in 1975 by bassist and primary songwriter Steve Harris. While fluid in the early years of the band, the lineup for most of the band's history has consisted of Harris, lead vocalist Bruce Dickinson, drummer Nico McBrain, and guitarist Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Janik Gers. The band's discography has grown to 41 albums, including 17 studio albums, 13 live albums, 4 EPs, and 7 compilations. They have also released 47 singles and 20 video albums. 2 electronic games have been released with Iron Maiden soundtracks, and the band's music is featured in a number of other video games. All right. They are pioneers of the new wave British heavy metal movement, is what it says here. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into this first video. All these videos tonight are going to be lyric videos because I really want to understand what these songs are about as I enjoy the music. I did see a couple of 1980s quality videos for other songs, but these were the ones that Eaten by Ghouls had requested. So because there's really no music videos for them, we're just going to stick with lyric videos tonight so we can appreciate the music and see what it's all about. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this first song. This is Alexander the Great by Iron Maiden. Here we go.
My son, ask for thyself another kingdom, for that which I leave is too small for thee.
sounds a little Pink Floydish right here at the beginning, the way that it's all playing together like this. I like it. All right, so now it's obviously giving me heavy Sabaton vibes, which of course Iron Maiden came first when it came to historical rock kind of stuff. So I'm sure that Iron Maiden was a huge influence on Sabaton. I know that I just got done watching Metal Machine and Metal Crew and Metal Ripper, in which they did mention Iron Maiden stuff quite a bit, Sabaton that is, when it came to their influences. So this really gives me vibes of that. I mean, I've been listening to Sabaton now for almost a year, so this really takes me right into that kind of feel. All right, here we go. Although I'll say right now, Iron Maiden feels a little softer as far as the rock heaviness of the song. Sabaton's definitely a heavier, metallic feel to it. This one feels a little more like Nightwish, maybe a little softer. Now this feels a little like Kansas right here. They've got a lot of different sounds to their music. really appreciating the bass guitar in this part of the song right here. It's really featured more so. Yeah, I wonder which band came first, Iron Maiden or Pink Floyd, because they sound very similar, at least in this song. And I got to think whichever one came first influenced the other one when it came to their musicianship and the style of songwriting. All right, the footnote here says Alexander the Great actually did invade India and wanted to battle and take hold of everything until the end of the continent, which is now modern day China. His army decided to advise against him crossing the Ganges, which then he began retreating back to Macedonia and the lands he had captured. Died of fever. You know, God amongst men who died of fever. That back before antibiotics, I'm sure. Some small virus took him out. It's like War of the Worlds. Probably from drinking out of the Ganges. All right. That was Alexander the Great. Very nice. I'll be honest, that wasn't what I was expecting. Like I said, as a young boy growing up looking at all those scary metal album covers, I expected all of their music to be super heavy and just metal, 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 heavy metal. And that this song right here, like as I said many times throughout the song, reminded me more of a Pink Floyd song. All right, next song is called "The Longest Day." Let's check this out. Not sure what it's about. Uh, let's go ahead and jump into it. "The Longest Day" lyric video. This looks like Omaha Beach over there in Europe. On the 6th of June, on the shores of Western Europe, 1944, Primo Victoria. Oh, yeah, that's exactly where we're at. Dog Green Sector, Omaha Beach. I'm pretty sure this is the best quality I can get out of this, but we'll see. Yeah, 240p. Sorry, folks. It's going to be a little fuzzy on the screen.
And the blue and gathering storm abates, and the ships gimlet eyes await the golden ones to hammer and the beast golden wide from evil to its fate. All summer's long.
Ironically, it looks like they took all this from the Saving Private Ryan movie, which should have been in high quality HD, but maybe this is how we avoid the copyright. I don't know.
Drills to build a machine to turn men from flesh and blood to steel, from paper soldiers to bodies on the beach, from summer sands to Armageddon's reach. Overlord, your master knocks you down the enemy coast.
I'm noticing this is another song that's like 7 minutes long. Are they known for doing really long songs? I mean, typical songs in this day and age are anywhere between 4 minutes or less. These first two have been pretty long. Is that something that Iron Maiden's known for, is doing these epic type songs that are longer? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, this song obviously being about this moment in time, but also this movie super depicted how horrible it was to be on that beach that day. The Germans had them completely dead to rights. They had elevated positions on them, machine gun nests set up. They just completely had them pinned down. Nowadays, we just send in a bunch of bombers and just hit all those locations and took them out before we sent the guys onto the beach. But back then, man, that was a different style of warfare. So many young men died on that beach, and it was just, I can imagine it was the longest day. From the time it started, time probably slowed down. It just probably seemed like it lasted forever before the shooting stopped. You know. This lead singer's got a perfect metal lead singer voice. Just cuts through the music, and it's so pure and high and sharp and just beautiful. Love it. This video is terrible. The one I'm watching here. I think the audio and the video are pretty messed up on this video. I probably should have chose a different one. My bad. I'll be right back. I'm going to go find a better sound quality version of this. It may not have the video stuff, but it's going to sound better. We're at the 507 mark here. All right, I'm back. I got another video. It's got better quality sound, a little bit better quality video. We'll finish out the song here. Here we go. I'm actually guessing that Metallica was probably heavily influenced by Iron Maiden as well. I'm hearing a lot of stuff that I hear in Metallica in this song here. I'd be interested to hear Metallica talk about some of the bands they listened to growing up. I'm pretty sure Iron Maiden's going to be on that list. Man, all right. I think of the two songs I've heard so far, this one's actually probably my favorite as far as the lyricism goes. I think the Alexander the Great song might have been my favorite with regards to the music, but the lyrics were a little tighter on this one. Let's check out the next one. What do we got up next? Next one is called Empire of the Clouds. Empire of the Clouds. My voice is a little off today. I'm on day 4 of having COVID. I'm trying to get over it. So my apologies for my squeakiness in my voice and my, I sound like someone who's been sick, right? So apologies for that. A couple more days in quarantine, and we kick this COVID in the ass. We'll get back to life here. All right, this is Iron Maiden, Empire of the Clouds lyric video. Here we go. I will say I'm very surprised at what Iron Maiden sounds like because, like I said, the only two songs that I'm pretty sure I'd heard of theirs was 666, The Number of the Beast, and Run to the Hills, which are both pretty heavy metal songs. But all these ones that Eaten by Ghouls has recommended so far have been a little bit softer. Not, I mean, they're not. I'm not saying they're soft rock. I'm just saying they're not heavy metal. They're metal. You know what I mean? And the mindset I had in my mind my whole life was that all Iron Maiden songs were heavy metal, power. Even this one's starting off with like a ballad, which is lovely. Oh my God, 18 minutes. What is going on with this? Eaten by Ghouls, did you just say, let me pick out the 4 longest songs that Iron Maiden does? This one's 18 minutes. I'm going to have to take a break in the middle. What are you doing? Jesus. All right, I got to go check and make sure this is not just some crazy long loop of this song. I'll be right back. All right, they're all 18 minutes. Jesus. Let me sit back and relax. Let me stretch a little bit. Ugh. Going into a long one. You're getting your money's worth out of this one, Eaten by Ghouls. Oh. Now this song is going to take us on a journey. Man, so many layers in here. We got violins, cellos, pianos. Beautiful. right, so I'm guessing this is a famous story about what are they called? Dirigibles or blimps? Um, Loaded full of rich people sometime in October. Maybe there was a tragedy that happened or something. I'm not sure. On a flight to India. That's what I'm picking up so far. We got plenty of time to tell the story. Let's jump back into it.
Mist is in the trees, stone sweats with the dew. The morning sunrise, red before the blue. Hanging at the mast, waiting for command. His Majesty's airship, ER 101. She's the biggest vessel built by man, a giant of the skies. For all you unbelievers, the Titanic fits inside.
Wow.
Trouble tight, a canvas skin, silvered in the sun. Never tested with the fury, with the beating yet to come. The fury yet to come. In the gathering gloom, the storm rising in the west. The coxswain stared into the buzzing universe. We must go now. We must take our chance with fate. We must go now. For politicians, it can't be late. The airship crew awake for 30 hours at full stretch. But the ship is in their backbone, every sinew, every inch. She never flew at full speed, a trial never done. A fragile outer cover, her Achilles would become.
All right, well, I don't know how the story ends, but all this stuff right here is just what do you call it? Foreshadowing of a real big tragedy. Her fragile outer cover, her Achilles would become. So basically, they're about to go into a big storm. They're gonna have to travel at full speed. Something's gonna happen to the outer cover, and it's gonna be fateful. It's gonna be damning. It's gonna be dooming for them.
An Achilles yet to come.
And the crew's been awake for 30 hours. Oh,
Sailors of the stern, a hand breed. Oil to the keg, and an airship creed. The engines drum, the telegraph sounds. Release the cords, and burn us to the ground. Set the coxswain so she's heavy, she'll never make this flight. Said the captain, damn the cargo, we'll be on our way tonight. Graphics cheered in wonder as she backed up from the mast. Like guiding them her water from the ballast fore and aft. Now she slips into our past.
I would imagine the way airships work is very similar to submarines in that they have to get a neutral buoyancy. In that, if nothing's happening, they'll just sit in one place, and then they use the engines to move them up, down, left, and right, all that kind of stuff. So they have to control ballast, all that kind of stuff. That's just my guess on how these work, but I might be wrong. I do know they don't write songs about airships that just take off and go to their destination on land. So this, like I said, this one's got to end poorly. thing I'm noticing with Iron Maiden is they experiment a lot. They don't stick to standard rhythms. They don't stick to standard times, and that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? This piece of drum work right here is it's shocking. It's different than everything else, and it just keeps the listener engaged. They're gonna put the story of the 101 up here on the screen. I'll probably pause and read it, so you can jump ahead if you don't want to hear it. All right, I know you're not supposed to pause during guitar solos. I very apologize for that, but it's either guitar solo or the story that we're trying to follow here. So, R101 was known as the socialist ship since it was built by the British government. R101, built by the private firm of Vickers, the primary aim was that the ship fly with the passengers from Britain to India in less than 1 week. In 1930, the R101 went to India with 54 people. The great dirigible began losing height in the bad weather soon after midnight when Lord Thompson and his fellow guests were comfortably asleep in their beds. An engineer looked out the window of his cabin and gave the shout of alarm. "We're at roof level," he cried. "I saw a church." Slowly, reluctantly almost, the streamlined nose of the R101 stubbed itself into the grass. The airship began to crumple like an enormous silver toy. Its finely stressed girders snapped and buckled, ripping the gas bags to shreds. The hydrogen poured out, and as it did so, there came the worst mishap of all. Within seconds, the ship was engulfed in red and yellow flames. A huge fireball shot high into the sky. The R101's girders glowed white hot as Lord Thompson and all the other passengers and most of the crew were burned to death. Of the 54 people who had set out from Cardington some 6 hours earlier, only 6 crew members survived. The R101 fell in October 1930 in France. According to those present, the captain repeated his previous fears about the airship and whispered, "Engines wrong, too heavy, cannot rise. No one knew ship properly." What? No one knew ship properly, weather bad for long flight. All hopeless, no hope. Knew this would happen. Saw it all in a dream. Wow. Wow. Here we go with a pacing change again. I like that. And there's still 8 minutes left in this song. Woo. It was the short story of this airship called the R-101. This story is very tragic, but I think you need to know something about this disaster to understand that song. Because it's not just a fantastic story, it's history. This song tells us brilliant the history of the R-101. Thank you for read this story. This must be someone who doesn't speak English as their first language, because this is a little broken English here. Thank you for read this story and watch my video. The song is not over. Yeah, no shit. Typically, it's taboo to pause during a solo, during a reaction video, but this solo has been 10 minutes long, so this would have been very boring had I just sat here for 10 minutes not pausing. So I blame Eaten by Ghouls. He requested this song. There better be some lyrics in the rest of this song. That's all I'm saying. it's just too long, man. Good Lord. There's still 3 minutes left in this song. They don't have a radio edit for this? Oh my God. Good song, but Jesus Christ. Somebody find an ending. To me, the sad thing about this is it's a good song, but the longer it goes, the more I don't like the song. It's like, for the love of God, just end already. Jesus. It started off great.
With downwards came the cry, bound plunging from the sky. 3,000 horses silent as the ship began to die. The flares to guide her path ignited at the last. The empire of the clouds, just ashes in our past.
Wow, look at that photo, man. The burned carcass of the 101 there. That's a hell of a picture. All that's left is the skeleton. Wow. It's all the shot.
Just ashes at the last.
What the hell? Smoke alarm's going off. We'll see if the house is on fire. Well, that's always fun to have a smoke alarm go off in the middle of your reaction video. I don't know how long that thing's been going off. I've had this song going in my ears. So I may have to go back and chop some of that out to save you guys from that annoying beeping noise. Anyway, let's wrap up this song. Still got a minute left in it because Iron Maiden just is trying to punish me on this one.
A shadow on a hill, the angel of the east, the empire of the clouds may rest in peace. And in a country churchyard, laid head to the mast, 48 souls came to die in France.
All right. I don't think I need to tell you this is my least favorite Iron Maiden song, just simply because of how long it is. Might be good for chilling out around the house and just listening to some good music and relaxing. But as far as reaction video content, this is not good for reaction videos. Super long, solos, all that kind of stuff. I'll quit complaining about it. Not to mention I had a fire alarm going off in the middle of the whole thing. Ugh. All right, let's just forget about this song and we'll go on to the next one. So far, my favorite one is the longest, what is it called? Longest Day, followed by Alexander the Great, and then Empire of the Clouds. It's going to be hard for Montségur to be worse than Empire of the Clouds. At least it's only 5 minutes long. For those of you who love Empire of the Clouds, I get it. It's a great song as far as lyricism and musicianship and all that, but man, they could cut 10 minutes out of that song and I'd be happy with it. The beginning was great, the end was great, but there was just so much of the middle that just droned on and on, man. It's just too much for me. I don't like songs that are 18 minutes long. They gotta be super good to make an 18-minute song good for a reaction video. Shoot. I feel like I need to take a breather for a minute. All right. Last song. This is Montségur. This is going to be a long ass reaction video here. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into this. This is, I think that's how you pronounce it, Montségur by Iron Maiden. Here we go. Here we go. So this is a great example of what I thought in my mind Iron Maiden would sound like on all their songs. Super heavy guitars, heavy drums. So I'm welcoming this. This is not strange. So this feels like they're talking about the either the Crusades or the Spanish Inquisition or something like that, when Christianity was being spread through the world at the edge of a sword, kind of thing, and Catholicism, that kind of stuff back in those days, burning people at the stakes, torturing people, to accusing people of being witches, all that crazy stuff.
Satan, this weapon is lost. Living this evil damnation of flesh, back to the torture of life. The perfect would willingly die at the stake, and all of their followers slain. As for the knowledge of God they have claimed, religion still burning inside. And the gates and the walls are meant to go, blood the stone of the hill. And the gates and the walls are meant to go, blood the stone of the hill. And the gates and the walls are meant to go, blood the stone of the hill. And the gates and the walls are meant to go, blood the stone of the hill. As we kill them all, so that we'll know it's all. The innocents die for the permanent throne. Catholic queen and its paranoid seal, cursed on the grail and the blood on the cross. Cast on the believers with blood on their hands, joined in the chorus to kill and command. Burned at the stake for their soul's liberty, still burning heretics after our dies.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now, this is my favorite of these four. This song is fucking badass. The guitars are great. The lyrics are great. The pacing is great. The drums sound amazing. This song's good, real good. Harmonizing guitars, beautiful, love it. All right, yeah, definitely. That is my favorite of these 4 songs. So to recap, favorite one is Montségur. Second would be The Longest Day, followed by Alexander the Great. And if I never hear Empire of the Clouds again, it's not going to make me sad at all. Good song, but Jesus Christ, they can cut 10 minutes out of that thing and make it a great song. All right, that is all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I say, I felt like I've heard Iron Maiden before, but now I feel like I kind of know who they are. I've got a feeling of what their sound is. So thank you, Eaten by Ghouls, for requesting this. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm not going to rave that they're the greatest rock band I've ever heard, but I can tell that they are definitely an influence on many of the rock bands that came after them. Their sound is very unique. They do great things with timing. They seem like they're very experimental with what they do. And you know, if you love them, continue to love them. I don't know if I got any more Iron Maiden in me. That feels like it's enough for me. But that's all I got to say about that. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. It doesn't hurt you at all. It makes me feel good when people like my videos. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, there's a big red button down below. If you click on that, it'll turn gray, let you know you subscribed. And if you hit that notification bell off to the side, it'll let you know anytime I drop some new content over here at Touchy Reactions. Shout out to all my patrons. Wouldn't have had this one today without the patrons requesting it. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a link up in the corner. Take you over to the Patreon. It gives you 30 days worth of reactions as soon as you sign up, because I'm always 30 days ahead on Patreon. And that's all I got for this one. So, hey, appreciate you stopping by. And don't forget to come on back.